Do you play D&D and not know what the Dretch is? Oh, you're missing out. I didn't know what the Dretch was. I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since 1988, and the Dretch has never even crossed a single campaign, and are we missing out? The Dretch should be the most common creature you use whenever we're talking about the Abyss. So let's talk about why. The first thing we have to know about the Dretch in Dungeons & Dragons is that this thing is the core of the demon army. It is the foot soldier. They are both cowardly, but they are both dumb at the same time. But they don't just go about things mindlessly, unless, of course, there's a demon on the other side pushing them through. But before we get into the Dretch and how to use it, let's take a look at the Dretch's stat block, because this is kind of interesting. The Dretch isn't that big of a monster. It is truly a foot soldier and great for lower level parties. But there's a couple of things about the stat block that you have to be careful of. So let's get into this thing. First things first, armor class. The AC of this guy is 11, which means it's going to be hit rather easily. Hit points of 18, but a movement speed of only 20 feet, which means that it doesn't move that fast. It's almost like a zombie. Slow moving, low AC, easy to hit, great meat sacks for your party to actually soak up. And this is really, really important because of a couple of features the Dretch has. You'll notice on the stat block, the Dretch has a multi-attack. Now, at first, the multi-attack doesn't look that menacing because it's one bite and it's one claw. So an average of 3 damage and an average of 5 damage. The thing is, if you put this up against a level 1 party, even though it's a quarter CR rating, it can take down your party quickly because 8 points can drop a fighter with no con bonus, which shouldn't happen. But that means it can drop most rogues, most wizards, most sorcerers. Anyone with a lower con and a lower hit die will be dropped by the Dretch quickly. But that's not what makes it scary. It's its special ability that makes it scary. This thing has the ability to release a stench cloud that can only be moved by air, which makes gust incredibly important. But the moment there becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 Dretches, 4 Dretches can become a nightmare for a low-level party. Even though the CR matches up, these things, if they get close, can tear a party to shreds with its multi-attack and its ability to paralyze. The thing is when you telegraph these abilities and people know what they're getting into, by using the Dretch and throwing 1 Dretch at them, and then 2 Dretches at them, and then 6 Dretches at them, the party knows what to do. They know to stay away. Maybe they've seen what happens when the poison cloud goes off and people freeze and paralyze and the Dretch tears them down. When you telegraph this thing, because they are the foot soldiers of the demon army, that's when they actually become massively important for the party, because the party knows what to expect, and you can throw more and more at them, and they become exponentially more dangerous because of that multi-attack and the ability to paralyze. There's another thing though. When the poison cloud is there, the Dretch is lightly obscured. Look up the rules on lightly obscured. Your range attacks are going to get, not disadvantage, but a negative to hit. But so does your melee classes. Think about that for a second. The thing about the Dretch that we need to understand is they are stupid. They will attack mindlessly, but they will also run away. They do understand their own mortality on this plane. So think of this though. If the Dretch are attacking you and you start winning and they don't retreat, what's more dangerous that they would have to face if they retreat? That's the big thing. The Dretch is not going to charge through a wall of fire to get to you. They're not dumb. But if they do charge through a wall of fire, if they do embrace some danger to get to you, that means there's something worse than you behind them. And I like that ability to telegraph, especially when you encounter the Dretch more often and you attack them and then they run away. Okay, that makes sense. And then all of a sudden you attack them and they keep coming and they don't run away. What changed? It's a great way to telegraph to your party that something bigger, badder, and beefier is behind the Dretch. And that's what we have to look at. Why do we use Dretch? We use Dretch because they are the foreteller of something bigger. They are the foot soldier of the demon army. And when we use them like that, the storytelling by just using this creature alone is pretty cool. Because of what the Dretch are, it makes them a good combatant to use. They have a unique ability, which makes them interesting in combat. They have multi-attack, which means they can dish out damage. The thing is that it also means they are slow, which gives the party the ability to maintain control of the battlefield. Now, when you're using the Dretch, I always recommend having all the Dretch go at the same time. And they are not tactically superior. They will go one-on-one. They'll attack the big guy first. The Dretch are going to have an action plan going into battle, and they're not going to think tactically on your feet. So you as a dungeon master can allow your players to really shine when attacking and going against the Dretch. Keep that in mind. Use them as foot soldiers that are dumb, but yet cowardly. So if an entire section of the Dretch gets wiped out, the others will run away, right? To fight another day, to run away from the thing that's bigger on the other side. The Dretch are an amazing creature to use when you're trying to do an abyssal army. Now, I'm not a big fan of the way the Dretch look. Not for me. So I like to think of the Dretch as something more like that. The Dretch can look any way that you want of them. It's the stat block and the idea that they are slow, shambling foot soldiers of the demon army, cowardly, yet not mindless. So how would you use the Dretch in your campaign? I'm curious. Have you ever used them? Are you watching this video and you were like, I knew that already? What's your opinion on the Dretch? How have you used them in the past? Or is this new to you? Have you ever heard of them? As always, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, comment below. Tell me what creatures you would like to see next, what content you'd like to see next. Do you need help as a dungeon master? Do I need to make some bonus content for you to help you get past something you're having a problem with? Let us know in the comments, and as always, guys, we will see you next time.